My name is Lisa, and I am here today to show you how to do some really cool tape resist watercolor art. I even had fun doing this and I was an adult because it turns out looking really cool. To participate along with me, you'll need a piece of paper. In my case, I used a piece of cardstock white paper. Watercolor paper would also work, or even copy paper. It's just going to be a little thinner, and as the paper gets wet, sometimes it'll wrinkle a little bit. Let me show you. This is one of my examples, so you can see. Okay, so I've got my piece of paper. I'm also going to need a normal watercolor set and a paintbrush and a cup of water so I can rinse off. My final ingredient that I'll need today is some masking tape. Now the masking tape is the most important beginning part because this is your tape resist part. This is going to help you make your design. We can put your design on so you make a bunch of triangles, such as this example. You can do something fun where you make your name, such as this example. You can make a design such as a star or a heart or whatever you choose. Today, for my examples, I'm gonna do it with a bunch of triangles because I think that shows off the most color in the best way. But this would be a fun project for you on some of these winter and summer days to try out and see which ones you like best and how to do it. Let me grab my tape. And here we go. So as you do it, you're going to want to peel off pieces of tape, but you want the whole piece of tape, not like I did where I ripped it in parts. And you're going to want it so it goes from edge to edge wherever you want it. So let me start with a big triangle. Well, that one's just not going to work. Let's move it a little smaller. I also like to get tape all stuck up on myself, so sometimes it becomes a problem. The reason I'm saying you want it to go from edge to edge is because when we go to tape, or when we go to paint, you don't want it seeping under or bleeding. You want to make those real clear lines that are going to make this really striking when we finish. So there's one piece. You don't have to stop right at the edge of the paper. If you have newspaper down on your table or something to help not make a mess, you can tape it right to the newspaper. In this case, I have a board, so I'm just taping it right to the board. If you're real picky, you can break it off at the edge of the paper. And as I look for ways to make my triangles, you'll see a lot, I start with corners. So I try to get my corners and my big triangles in first. And then I'm going to start to make some of my smaller triangles as I go. What do you think? Do you think that works? Here's my edges. I think I want something else there. That looks like too big of a triangle to me. What do you think? I really like my different shapes because I have a really big triangle here. I have some smaller ones along the side. I have a really nice narrow skinny one here. It just looks like it's going to be a good picture. Okay, so we are ready to paint. I have a bunch of colors. You can do this however you want. This is where you get to help design. You'll notice on my Lisa picture, I went in rainbow order. Rainbows are cool. On this one, I picked out 4 or 5 different colors and I did them all over and over again. Makes it look a little bit like stained glass when we peel the tape off. I do like purple the best. You don't see a lot of purple on this, so maybe this one is going to be a big purple one with a couple of smaller colors in between. What do you think? Maybe some greens and oranges with my purple? But let me start with my purple. So I'm gonna get it wet. And for me, I like to start with the biggest one first because that will help me see where I need more color and what kinds of designs I wanna do. That's a good first start. Now with me, I don't like it when the same colors touch. You'll see on this one, I was really careful to not have 2 red triangles next to each other. The closest I have are these 2 blue triangles near the top. I think I want to do something similar with this one, which is why I did my biggest one first. So if I don't want the ones to touch, I don't want to do this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. But maybe this one can be a purple. I'll put purple, because that one is my favorite color. How about this one can be a purple? What do you think? Maybe here too? Is that too close? Let's try this. Okay. So it looks like I can add in 3 more purples. Now the nice thing about the masking tape is it's okay if you paint over it. It gives you, mine gives me about 1 inch in between each triangle, so it's okay if it goes over. It's gonna make some really nice crisp lines as I peel it off. So nobody's gonna notice where I went outside the lines. let's start with that for now. Okay, I need my next color, and I really like how purple and green look together, so let me do that one next. I think I'm gonna put some green here. Maybe some green here, that way they're not right next to each other. A green here, so that way there's one in between. And maybe a green right here. I'm actually going to end up with as many triangles as my purple. I think that looks good. Okay, I think I need 2 more colors for this, because these 2 are right next to each other and I don't want 2 colors right next to each other. What do you think? Orange and yellow? They're similar, but that way it gives a little bit of lightness to this also. So let's start with orange. Let's do an orange here. Let's do an orange here. And let's do an orange here. You don't have to go through and mark which ones you want to do ahead of time. I do that so I know which ones I'm going to paint, and it helps me out. You could paint them all the same color, or you can paint ones next to each other the same color. This is just how I'm doing it. That's the fun thing about art, is we get to all do it different ways to make these awesome pictures. Okay, so that's my orange, and let's finish up with some yellow. Okay, there I go. Now, if you're at home and you have lots of time, it's always a good idea to sit around and let it dry and go play something else for a little bit. Watercolor dries really quick. It's kind of like if you get something wet and seeing how long it dries up. So your picture could be dry in 10 minutes if you didn't pile on all the paint. If you did, give it half an hour. But since you're here and you want to see what this looks like, we're actually going to peel the tape off right now. The nice thing about masking tape is, for the most part, it peels really easily off. Your hardest part is going to be to figure out how you layered it so you can most easily pull it off. Or sometimes, you might even be able to get 2 at once, like I'm doing right now. If for some reason, especially like at an edge, it starts to pull with the paper, slow down, and I like to pull it back like this and put my thumb next to it so I hold down the paper. and slowly pull it backwards. I don't think you're going to have a problem, but just in case, that's how I would do it. Ta-da! Here is my purple and orange and yellow and green triangles. Now a couple other things you can do at the end is we're artists. So you can sign your picture. If you have a pen, you can do it with a pen. Since purple is my favorite color, I'm just gonna make a giant L in the corner. Like that. The other thing is because this is white paper and watercolors are really light as you paint, sometimes it helps if you frame a picture before you're hanging it up. If you have a piece of construction paper, I like to staple it to the construction paper, maybe a purple or a blue or a red, or even one of the colors in here. It'll really make your picture pop. So that's how we make our watercolor tape resist art. I can't wait to see your designs. If you make one of your own, we would love to see it on our social media. Feel free to tag us on Instagram at CMPL Pics. Thank you.